How's it going, guys? Vaibhav here, and a couple of hours ago I got a chance to check out the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Fold. This is a very unique and rare sort of device. In the UAE here in Dubai, it's available at Jumbo Electronics. If you want a closer look at the device, make sure you visit the store. And no, this is not sponsored by them. I just happened to go there to make another piece of content for their channels. And in the meantime, I got to check out the product as well. And I thought I'd make this video giving you guys my first impressions on the device. Now, the device in a nutshell is basically a laptop as well as a tablet put together, and this sounds very confusing, so let's break it down. First of all, the screen on the ThinkPad X1 Fold is a 13.3-inch 2K OLED panel, and the screen is foldable. So basically, if you remember what the Galaxy Fold and the Galaxy Z Fold 2 brought with their foldable displays, this sort of borrows that concept, borrows that DNA, and puts it into a laptop form factor. So you can pretty much fold your laptop just as you would, but you're actually folding the display on the device as well. So it all sounds a bit crazy, and to be honest, when you pick it up, when you have it in your hand, it feels basically like a book. So very lightweight, very compact, and props to Lenovo for designing this thing this way. This being a laptop, the specifications are not going to be as similar to what you'd get on a smartphone. So you're going to get the 10th generation Intel Core i5 processor alongside 512 gigabytes of SSD storage, as well as 8 gigabytes of RAM. So it's not the highest end processing power. It's more mid to high range if you ask me, but I think this is more of a conceptual product, sort of to get the product out in the market and see what the general consumer reaction is. Of course, at 14,999 dirhams here in the UAE, it's not cheap by any means, but for those people who can actually afford to try it out, afford to buy it, it would serve as a great gateway to what Lenovo needs to improve for a next-gen version of this device, which I think is very imminent. Of course, combined with those internals, you also get things like stereo speakers and 2 Type-C USB ports, which can be used to either charge the device or expand on the port selection that you have on the device. The charger included out of the box is a 65-watt charger, which is plenty for those people who want to travel with this thing. I think the charger is very compact as well, so you could pretty much put it in your pocket, put it in your backpack, and carry it wherever you want, just like you can with the actual device. And the device is very impressive because it's so compact. You can literally fold it in half and then open it up to experience the full display. Now, I think for a tablet use case scenario, this could be used for multimedia consumption, things like movies or watching your favorite TV shows, whereas if you want to get productivity done, you can use it in a laptop form factor. And what's more is that when you want to use it in a laptop form factor, you get a separate Bluetooth keyboard that you can attach magnetically to one side of the display, and that becomes your conventional laptop experience. I think overall, when you look at build quality and ease of use, Lenovo has done a very good job. As far as the actual hinge is concerned, it's very sturdy, you don't kind of question it, and the actual keyboard mechanism and how it just works and falls into place is absolutely phenomenal. If there's one thing that I would address is in its laptop form factor, the device does seem fairly small, so the display sort of shrinks in half, and the overall experience is a bit cramped, as well as the keyboard not giving you enough space to type, and the trackpad being extremely small. So that's a sacrifice that you'll have to make, and that's maybe a sacrifice Lenovo made to sort of gauge the interest of this kind of product. But I definitely do think the product has a market, just not at this price tag, because it is very hard to get for any general consumer. But as we've seen with foldables in the past couple of years, as soon as we see the 2nd generation version of the foldable, not only do we see major improvements in not only build, design, as well as how things work, but you also get improvements in pricing. And I'm really hopeful Lenovo does the same thing with a 2nd gen version of this thing coming up very soon. For now though, these are just my first impressions. I feel like I really need to use the device for maybe a week or two to gauge sort of how it blends into my lifestyle. I'm a content creator at heart, so sort of the specifications on this device aren't going to cut it for me. I do need a dedicated graphics GPU, which this thing doesn't have, and I do need a high-end processor on there, which again, this thing doesn't have. But I do want to test it out, maybe for things like multimedia consumption, how things move, how you can use one display and the 2nd display simultaneously. These are things that are very interesting, so look out for that. If I do get my chance to sort of long-term use this thing, I will seize the opportunity, but up until then I will only give you guys this first look, which is right here, right now. So thank you guys for watching. Do let me know what you guys think about the product down in the comments below. I feel like it's an exciting step. It's a step that other companies have taken in the past. So Asus has done a dual screen concept, and now Lenovo is following suit. I'm sure many other companies have done it as well, but I think with the majority of the companies now moving to foldables, and foldables being such a very realistic thing to have, I think it won't be long before other manufacturers jump onto the bandwagon, and the ones already in the bandwagon actually improve their products to a point where you can't really resist the foldable devices. Thanks for watching once again. This was Vaibhav, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.